Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
A big decision is expected before midnight that could affect nearly 2,000 jobs in the Lehigh Valley.
It all has to do with Mack trucks. Newswatch 16's Kathy Bellich spent the day in Allentown, and she's live now in our newsroom. Kathy, what have you found out?
Nolan, it's been very difficult to find out anything. Mack Trucks has imposed a news blackout until it's ready to announce its decision. The decision is whether to stay in the Lehigh Valley or move to some other part of the country. Mack is planning to build a new plant equipped for automation and 1,000 workers to replace the Allentown plant. The company has asked its 1,800 employees, members of the United Auto Workers Union, to take a $2 cut in hourly wages and benefits to ensure that Mack would build the new plant in this area. The union has refused any cut in pay and benefits. Instead, the union has given Mack Trucks what it calls a $90 million a year cost-saving proposal, which includes no pay cuts. Mack is now considering that proposal. The only thing the company will say right now is that it's open for talks with the union until midnight tonight. The company won't say whether there are talks going on, and neither will local union officials. If Mack Trucks were to build its new plant outside the Lehigh Valley, it would be a big economic blow for that area. Mack Trucks is one of the major employers, and hard times have hit the others. Karen, Nolan?
Thank you, Kathy. It's also decision day today for nurses working for Pennsylvania.
Newswatch 16's Mark Annick is live now at the Scranton State General Hospital. Any decision yet there, Mark?
Well, Karen, if the state and the nurses can't work something out before next Wednesday, we could have a decision in the form of a strike. We could have picket lines here at the Scranton State General Hospital. And it wouldn't just happen in Scranton. We're talking about state hospitals everywhere. That means Clark Summit, Coaldale, Shamokin, Nanticoke, just to name a few. At every one of those hospitals, nurses are represented by the Pennsylvania Nurses Association, the PNA. Now, altogether, about 4,000 nurses, pharmacists, and other healthcare professionals are part of the PNA. Their contract ran out last July and was then extended to September. The PNA says there are three major issues in the dispute. The first, they want equal pay. Money, they say, is equal to the pay that other state workers get, as well as other nurses. They also disagree with the state over vacations. The state wants different amounts of vacation time depending on years of service. Finally, they say the state changes working hours and shift times without notice. They want that to stop. But so far, there was a vote today, or at least a vote was revealed today, and we found out that 98 or 95% of the nurses in the PNA turned down the latest contract offer. The state mediator has been called back in, but there's no new negotiation session set up. We'll have to wait till Wednesday to see if we actually have picket lines here and at the other state hospitals. I'm Mark Annick, Newswatch 16, live with the Instacam in Scranton. Karen?
Okay, thank you, Mark. Well, Newswatch 16 continues with the weekend weather watch.
And our chief meteorologist has some unusual weather, we understand, coming up from certain areas, right, Tom?
Well, from the south, for one thing. Warmer temperatures and a chance of snow in my forecast.
Uh-oh.
I'll be back to explain what's going to happen this weekend. Now, you're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Allentown and all of Lehigh County.
A company from New York and one of its drivers face a number of charges tonight because of a leak today in Luzerne County. A truck was leaking paint on Route 115 in Bear Creek when it was pulled off to the side street. Firemen were called in because the paint is highly combustible. The truck had to be unloaded to get to the leaky drum. Charges include that the truck was not properly labeled for the load and that it was overweight.
Well, let's find out about all this unseasonal weather that I understand is coming this way. Tom?
It's my first weathercast of the new year without gloves.
Wow.
Unbelievable, I tell you. Temperatures near 40 again today, and tonight should be one of the warmest nights we've had so far this year. Outside now, though, it's cloudy. We've had a brief rain shower in the past hour, just a trace of rain, though, in the gauge. The temperature out back now is at the 40-degree mark. Thomas Deal, weather watcher in Selinsgrove, has 40. In Hartford, Susquehanna County, Barbara Chidester reports 33 degrees and a bit of ice on her sidewalk this evening. And in Nescahoning, Joe Higgins checks in with 37 degrees. The humidity 52%, the wind is from the southwest at 9, and the barometer is holding steady. The range in temperature, 42 for the high here today, 23 the low last night, 55 the record high, and about an inch of snow fell a year ago today here in the backyard. And there's a view today of some ducks enjoying some ice-free water along Jordan Creek in Allentown. This satellite view is just in, a lot of cloud cover in the east, and what's happening now is there's a very weak cold front approaching the state. It's kind of a fizzling front, if you will. It's going to fizzle out tonight. The wind will stay from the southwest, and I think temperatures here tomorrow will be warmer than what they were today. Farther west, another strong cold front is pushing in off the northern Rockies, and you can see some of the moisture building out ahead of it. That line will get here on Sunday with more rain, and then a chance for some snow maybe Sunday night as some colder air comes in behind that line, but no bitter cold outbreak is expected next week. As a matter of fact, temperatures may moderate once again by the middle part of next week, but some changes coming as we go. Now, we have a sunrise tomorrow morning that will occur at about, shortly before 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and the sunset tomorrow afternoon is at 5:03. Now, overnight tonight, a rain shower coming through this evening, but it won't last very long. 37 the low here, that's kind of mild compared to what we've been having. 50 tomorrow, it looks like, here in town, some sunshine, a decent day, and then I think the rain will come in later tomorrow night into Sunday morning. 42 on Sunday, and then I think maybe Sunday night, a little bit of light snow or snow flurries. It won't be much. Big storm has hit Washington State. I'll talk about that tonight.
With video, right, I hope?
With video.
Okay,
Thanks,
fine.
Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Joe Zone is up next with the Sports Watch, and tonight Joe will talk about the Super Bowl.
Plus, Joe will tell us about the first turning point of the high school basketball season.
Every Special Olympian is a winner.
They're a champion, and they need your support, and they deserve it.
Please help Hills support Special Olympics.
Well, the countdown to the Super Bowl continues.
You know what's better, I think, than all the hype to the game is all the hype between the two cities. Chicago and Boston right now, New England, they are really starting to work each other over. Got to tell you, the Patriots have got to win the Super Bowl. I'll tell you why. Think of this. It's good versus evil, according to Rodney Clemmer in Boston, who presents a perfect case why Chicago must not win the Super Bowl game.
When I hear Chicago, I think of the Windy City. Bad, you know? I think of cold, hibernating bears.
Are those stockyards? Oh, they smell ugly. Chicago's real ugly.
In New England, we have cranberry bogs in Massachusetts, lighthouses on the coast of Maine, great mountains, wonderful skiing in Vermont. You have Great America Amusement Park, Mount Trashmore in Evanston, and for skiing, like the most important things, you go out of state. For history, we had the shot heard round the world. You had the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. We had Paul Revere and his famous horse ride. You had Mrs. O'Leary and her cow. We had John F. Kennedy, who said, "Ask not what your country can do for you." You had Mayor Daley, who said, "Don't ask." And frankly, these uniforms should not represent a freedom-loving people. These are the colors of America. And your mascot is an animal. Our players are sophisticates who read inspirational books by firelight and dream of books they would like to write themselves. Finally, here's a little quiz that might help you see it our way. What famous country does this image bring to mind? What famous country does this bring to mind? I think you get the point.
Go Patriots! Okay, you gotta like the way our high school basketball schedule is set up. It's broken down into halves. Of course, that gives more teams more chances to win a league title. The Wyoming Valley's Division I first half title will be decided tonight if Nanticoke beats Bishop Hoban. Nanticoke in the blue, 7-0 in the league, our 11th ranked team. If Bishop Hoban wins, well, then there's a three-way tie with Nanticoke, Hoban, and Hazleton, 8 o'clock tonight at Bishop Hoban High School. A lot of you may be wondering who the heck this Bangor team is we have, number 1 on our Super 16. Well, take a look for yourself. In the white, they beat Buckhorn Valley last night. The big guy is Bron Holland, 6'8", just a sophomore. Bangor in the Colonial League, the number 1 team in the Super 16. And if you'd like to see some of the top high school and college players from the recent past play, the place is Pittston area, and it's Sunday night at Pittston Area High School. That's where the Wilkes-Barre Royals of the Pro-Am East Professional League are playing. They've got guys like, well, Kenny Casey, George Aldrich, some real good local players. It's the newest professional basketball team in the area. That's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. See, 11 o'clock, we got basketball and wrestling tonight and all kinds of stuff.
All right.
Good versus evil, no doubt about it.
Now
right?
you're jumping on the New England bandwagon.
I'll jump on any bandwagon that's for all America.
All right,
Okay,
Joe.
Joe.
Thanks.
When Newswatch 16 continues, we will say goodbye to a sports legend.
The last of the four horsemen was buried today. We'll have that next.
Less is more, less is best when your body says more. Say less, only 40 calories in every full slice, but the really great taste never goes to your waist. More taste, less bread, but say yes to less, 'cause when your body says more, say less.
I'm Stan Soa.
And I'm Joe Zone.
For all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania's outdoor information,
Join us every Saturday at 7 right here for Pennsylvania Outdoor Life.
Head to the woods to enjoy some perfect weather for cross-country skiing. Plus, it's off to the Lackawanna State Park for some ice fishing tips from those with experience.
then join Marlon Perkins and Jim Fowler as they explore nature all over the world.
On Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Tomorrow on WNEP.
Penn Furniture presents a store-wide winter clearance sale. Save now on Penn's entire inventory. From one-of-a-kind hand-picked Chinese rugs and oriental pieces to the ultimate furniture names like Drexel Heritage, Henderson, Century, Baker, and more. You'll see this beautiful Chatham Oaks dining room. And our exquisite 18th century collections of dining rooms, bedrooms, or occasional pieces. Don't miss the savings during Penn Furniture's store-wide winter clearance sale in downtown Scranton.
Uh-oh, forgot to add the fabric softener.
If only she knew about Solo.
Sorry.
You can't forget the softener in Solo, because Solo is a detergent with the softener built in. Look, these muddy sweatshirts came out clean, but Solo's clean is fluffed up higher.
Wait. I missed it.
Get Solo. It cleans with a softness you can't forget.
Finally tonight, the final tribute to a famous sports figure from our area. James Crowley was buried today in Moscow. Newswatch 16's Bob Constantini was at a Scranton church for a memorial mass for the last of the famed Four Horsemen of Notre Dame.
The flag-draped coffin tells of Jim Crowley's 4 years in the Navy, but he achieved great fame as one of the Four Horsemen of Notre Dame, a reference to the backfield players who spelled doom for opposing teams in the early 20s. Crowley was a halfback. Born in Chicago, he eventually settled in Scranton, where friends turned out to honor him at St. Clair's Church. Crowley's greatest feats came 61 years ago. Still, his death Wednesday made national news.
Even he would be surprised at the amount of publicity that it would receive.
He played a few pro football games.
And I said, Jim, how would you compare the modern-day football players with the your era? He said, I think they'd slaughter us.
Several players he coached at Fordham University came to pay their respects.
Any time you got into any trouble, Jim was always there to get you out of it.
The legend of the Four Horsemen lives on at a traditional football school like Notre Dame.
As long as there's a Notre Dame, people will remember George Gipp, New Trockley, the Four Horsemen.
It was famed sports writer Grant Litt Rice who gave the Notre Dame backfield its name. He wrote in 1924, outlined against a blue-gray October sky, the Four Horsemen rode again. They formed the crest of the South Bend Cyclone, before which another fighting Army team was swept over the precipice at the Polo Grounds. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
And that is Newswatch 16 for this Friday.
Be sure to join us tonight on the update when we'll be having the latest on that search in Coaldale.
World News Tonight is next with the final part of a series on terrorism.
For the team, thank you for joining us.
Enjoy your evening.